I'll try leave you with a last question here. So I kind of tell people when it comes to like job search and all this that it's all uncomfortable. It's awkward. Interviewing's awkward and negotiating's awkward, that you kind of need to lean into that uncomfortableness. So, if you get to the end of a job process, I'll often tell people to tell them they have another job about to offer and that they need to decide, and have that shit or get off the pot moment. Even if it's not necessarily true, if they don't want you, fine, you're gone. But if they do, you're going to find out sooner. Do you think there's any other kind of uncomfortable actions people could do that if they get a bit more comfortable pushing the line, they could have a better payoff for them?
I have advocated before with what you mentioned about the ultimatum, trying to frame it as I have another offer there and they are pushing me for a decision, but you are my number one choice, but I need to have a decision. If they do want you, I do like that idea of speeding up the process. Where I'd say people, in terms of just keeping it on the earnings side, is not waiting to discuss the likes of the salary and the salary package later on in the process. It's much harder to negotiate towards the end versus at the start, because you could go through a lot of interview processes are now 3, 4, 5 rounds, and if you only wait till the end to find out what the salary is, you could be completely off the mark. And so you've
Wasting their
invested so
time.
much,
Yeah.
you've put so much time and effort into something that it isn't worth it for you. So in the first conversation, I'd always be advocating for, before the conversation ends, you just say, look, just to make sure we're in the same ballpark here, can you tell me what the range is for the role? And when you get that information, and if it is a range, you want to follow up, asking what would be the criteria for someone getting paid at the top end of that range. And by asking this question, it tells you what the company is, because job descriptions can be quite vague sometimes. So by like knuckling down and asking directly, you can kind of get the real job description and figure out what problems they're trying to solve for, what challenges they have that they need you to come in and fix. And just by asking these follow-up questions, then you kind of know what to focus on in the second, third, fourth round, because you know what they're really after. Getting comfortable just talking about these things early. And the more you do it, the easier it gets. And it's also worth doing practice runs, mock runs with family members and friends. Just you saying it out loud eliminates a lot of the hesitation.